I.A. Richards. Today we start with a critic. We are talking about all the major expected authors and topics. And we start with I.A. Richards. Guys, I.A. Richards was one of the first lecturers in the recently formed School of English. There was a School of English at the University of Cambridge at that time, and I.A. Richards was a professor at the School of Cambridge. Okay? And there he did exercises in practical criticism with undergraduates. He did practical criticism exercises. These exercises are in close reading. He gave students unseen passages, made them write about it. These passages were responded to by the students. In 1929, he left Cambridge for Peking. Where is Peking, guys? Peking is in China. Yes. And he worked in China. There he introduced basic English. In China, he introduced, yes, Shweta, I will send the entire PDF as one PDF on Friday, okay? At the end of the course, at the end of the test course, I will send this as one PDF. I am fine. From China, he left for Harvard. He taught there in Harvard. He made literary criticism scientific. At the end of the test course, this is a 5-day course. At the end, I will post this in your Telegram group. Vallaths.tes public group. You should join Vallaths.tes public group. Knights of Arts and Industry I am. And I.A. Richards made literary criticism scientific. Earlier, he had a career at Cambridge. He raised questions of language and art. Later, in his later career, in China and Harvard, he propagated basic English. Welcome to the session, everybody. Today, we are talking about I.A. Richards. All the Malayalis who are listening to me, I started something adventurous. I am going to post stories of major literary works in Malayalam in Instagram. If you follow me in Instagram, you can hear to my Malayalam stories. All major literary works I'm going to cover in Malayalam. Okay, so today we are talking about I.A. Richards. In his early career, he wrote about language, art, criticism. That was at Cambridge. He started practical criticism. And later, in his career at China and at Harvard in the US, he propagated basic English. I don't know that much Tamil, Shweta. Now, I.A. Richards wrote The Meaning of Meaning with C.K. Ogden. Then, Shabana. Shweta, you can write me the script in Tamil. I will speak it. Then Principles of Literary Criticism. Science and Poetry. These are major works by I.A. Richards. Practical Criticism, a study of literary judgment. Coleridge on the Imagination. The Philosophy of Rhetoric. Interpretation in Teaching. Collections of Poetry. Hindi, English सब करेंगे. सब करेंगे. These are major works in works by I.A. Richards. Will you remember, everyone? The Meaning of Meaning with C.K. Ogden. Principles of Literary Criticism, 1924. They might ask you for chronological arrangement. They might ask you for chronological arrangement. Remember. Will you remember? Now, question time. Which of these did I.A. Richards' concept of 4 kinds of meaning emulate? Which of these did I.A. Richards' concept of 4 kinds of meaning emulate? The difficulty of arriving at a universal meaning, is that what he emulates? Or is it the lack of meaning in language? Bolo. Just because you see both, don't think that is the answer. New critics never talked about lack of meaning in language. New critics, listen everybody. This is a very good question. No. New critics never talked about lack of meaning in language. It is the post-structuralists who talked about lack of meaning. It is only difficulty of arriving at a universal meaning. I gave both of these to trick you. Lack of meaning in language, new critics never talked about. New critics always talked about meaning. Did you understand? It is A. I gave you this tough question. I knew you would write both of these, but that is wrong. Getting me, guys? New critics always talked about meaning. Okay, very good. Now, ayo. 1 second, guys. Now this, I.A. Richards brought a dash approach to literary criticism. I.A. Richards brought a dash approach. Which approach? Is it scientific? Is it theoretical? Is it both of these? I.A. Richards brought a dash approach. Is it scientific? Is it theoretical? Is it both of these? अभी both of these क्यों नहीं बोल रहे? Of course it is scientific. Theoretical नहीं. He actually said the opposite. Practical. Scientific and practical both नहीं है. It is scientific. Or you should say scientific and practical. बोथ नहीं है. ठीक है? I.A. Richards brought a scientific approach to literary criticism. Very good, very good. Scientific and practical. Which of these is I.A. Richards' term for a simultaneous, harmonious experience of diverse sensations? A simultaneous, harmonious experience of diverse sensations. Is it synthesis, synesthesis, synesthesia? Is it synthesis, synesthesis, or synesthesia? Which of these is I.A. Richards' term? Is it synthesis? No, synesthesia is a figure of speech. It is synesthesis. Synesthesia is a figure of speech. That is not I.A. Richards' term. Synesthesis he talked about. Synesthesis. Synesthesia is a figure of speech. Synesthesia is diverse sensations coming together, but it is not I.A. Richards' term. It is synesthesis. Synesthesis. Will you remember, guys? Synesthesia. Synesthesis. Google search karo, milega. I was Google searching. Yes, it is there. Synesthesis is a very important term in I.A. Richards. I got it. It is there in Google. Promise me you will Google search. Synesthesia is a figure of speech. One sense instead of other. Yes. I'm so sorry. 6 p.m. thoda break milna chahiye na, because you should do research based on all the videos. I will restart it. Mujhe thoda break do na. My voice is going. In Principles of Criticism, I.A. Richards discussed the poet as dash. In Principles of Criticism, I.A. Richards discussed the poet as dash. The poet as dash. Synesthesis in question I have already discussed na. Harmonious existence of diverse senses. In Principles of Criticism, I.A. Richards discussed the poet as communicator. The poet as communicator. Guys, 2 courses are beginning on April 18. Offline complete course. If you are a Malayali, you should come for it. Offline complete course. And also, we have offline course is so good, guys. I cover everything in detail and you get so much material. Some people are thinking offline course 25,000 is so expensive. You are wrong. You are wrong. It is the best course because we cover everything. You will really benefit from it. Otherwise, if you want online course, there is Non-British Literature course beginning on April 18. On April 14, we will announce lucky winners tomorrow. In Principles of Criticism, I.A. Richards discussed the poet as communicator. Next question. I.A. Richards gave poems to students without any information about who wrote them and when they were written. Hannah? So, the students' responses were called dash. The students' responses were called dash. I.A. Richards gave poems to students without any information about who wrote them or when they were written. The students' responses were called dash. Is it appraisal, estimate, protocol? Offline course is in Trivandrum. I will start in Delhi soon. Dekhna. I want to start in Delhi so that everybody can come. The students' responses were called protocol. The students' responses were called protocol. Okay, guys? According to I.A. Richards, the scientific use of language is dash. According to I.A. Richards, the scientific use of language is called dash. Referential, symbolic, both of these. Referential, symbolic, both of these. According to I.A. Richards, The scientific use of language is referential, symbolic. This time it is both of these. It is referential and symbolic. Scientific use of language is referential. It is referring to something that is already there. It is symbolic. Symbolic means it uses symbols. Every word is like a symbol. Arey, Bihar is so difficult. I may be able to start in Delhi, let us see. According to I.A. Richards, dash is pseudo-statement. According to I.A. Richards, dash is pseudo-statement. Bolo! Dash is pseudo-statement. What is pseudo-statement? Is it criticism, science or poetry? According to I.A. Richards, poetry is pseudo-statement. Poetry is pseudo-statement. Yes. Ta-da-dang! Next is Mahesh Dattani. Mahesh Dattani was born in Bangalore, Karnataka. Dattani is the first English playwright to be awarded the Sahitya Academy Award. Mahesh Dattani, I am teaching in a new language, in a new voice. Do you like this voice, guys? All of Dattani's plays address social issues. Dattani's plays are all about social issues, especially the deep-seated prejudices and problems that the society is usually silent on. Society does not talk about gender issues. Society does not talk about communal issues. Mahesh Dattani talks about it. Mahesh Dattani talks about gender identity, gender discrimination, and communal tensions. These are the major themes. Mahesh Dattani, listen to me guys. अरे ऑनलाइन क्लास कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं ऑफलाइन के भी. He addresses social issues, prejudices, problems relating to gender and communal tension. Ta-da-dang! Look at his plays, guys. Look at his plays. Where there is a will is a story about a Gujarati family. The protagonist, Hasmukh Mehta, has died. I am a mimicry कर रही हूँ मामो mimicry. Hasmukh Mehta has died. And Hasmukh Mehta, even as a ghost, he is controlling his family. Dance Like a Man is about a man who wants to do classical dance. His father, Jairaj Parekh, is a classical dancer. His father, Amritlal Parekh, is trying to prevent him from dancing. This is the story of how certain things are not allowed for certain genders. Gender is an oppressive concept. Tara is the story of conjoined twins. One male and female child is there. They are conjoined twins. They are joined together and by surgery it is removed. Chandan and Tara. And the girl is, that family doesn't want the girl, the family wants the boy only. The boy later understands what happened. His sister died because the family wants only the boy. Bapre, this is so bad, isn't it? I am teaching you like this to remind you that Mahesh Dattani talked about homosexuality, heterosexuality, transgender. It is not necessary that a woman should speak in a feminine voice. A woman can speak in a male voice. A man can speak in a female voice. No problem. Did you understand, guys? Bravely Fought the Queen is about domestic violence. Some homosexuality is also there. Domestic violence. Final Solutions is about communal riot. He got Sahitya Academy Award for this. Final Solutions. On a Muggy Night in Mumbai is set in the rich locality of Mumbai, and a homosexual man, a gay man, Kamlesh, is the protagonist. Homosexuality is the theme. 7 Circles Round the Fire is a story about a trans woman. She has been killed. A trans woman has been killed. Did you understand? Being a woman, I don't have to speak like a woman always. I can speak like a man. Did you understand? Mahesh Dattani talks about gender, remember. 30 days in September. 30 days in September is about child abuse. A mother and daughter are both abused by the same man. Brief Candle. Subbu got married to a trans woman, and Subbu's father and others killed Subbu's wife. Brief Candle is about cancer patients. Where did I leave my parda? Is about parda. I don't know what it is about. It is a play about parda. I don't know anything else. The Big Fat City. I don't know what it is about. I think it is about a city. The Big Fat City is about a city.
Now guys, which of these dances are Jairaj Parekh and Ratna trained in? Bolo?
Which of these dances are Jairaj Parekh and Ratna trained in? Is it Kathak, Kuchipudi or Bharatanatyam?
Bolo guys. Bolo, sab log bolo. Which of these dances are Jairaj Parekh and Ratna trained in?
Yes, it is Bharatanatyam. Ta-da-dong. Bharatanatyam dancers, Jairaj Parekh and Ratna.
fashion designer as protagonist?
Is it 30 days in September, on a muggy night in Mumbai, or is it bravely fought the Queen? देखो कुहू इज स्कोल्डिंग मी. कोई ना कोई होता है रोज मुझे स्कोल्ड करने वाली. नीलम एंड कुहू देखो. "30 days in which of these plays has a
Fashion designer as protagonist. ऐसे बोलने से मुझे कुछ नहीं होता, थोड़ा आराम होता है थ्रोट को, गले में दर्द नहीं होता, इससे मुझे थोड़ा आराम ही मिलता है, ठीक है? Which of these plays has a fashion designer as protagonist?
अरे कुहू एंड प्रिंसी क्या है आप लोग, कुछ नहीं होता मेरा. बोलो ना, आंसर बोलो कोई. Stop scolding me. On a muggy night in Mumbai, correct. On a muggy night in Mumbai, Kamlesh, fashion designer, is the protagonist. Which of these plays has Umarao, a sociology teacher, as protagonist?
Is it 30 days in September, 7 steps around the fire, or bravely fought the Queen?
Bolo na. Umarao, a sociology teacher, is the protagonist. She is investigating the murder of a trans woman in 7 steps around the fire. 7 steps around the fire. Okay, then. Which of these plays has a protagonist who changes his name to Dan? In which of these plays does the protagonist change his name to Dan? It is Chandan in Tara. Chandan goes abroad, changes his name to Dan. Will you remember, guys? Chandan changes his name to Dan. In which of these plays do characters have 2 masks? Characters have 2 masks, one Hindu and one Muslim. It is in Final Solutions. Characters have 2 masks, one Hindu and one Muslim, in Final Solutions. Now, Derek Walcott. Derek Walcott is a St. Louisian poet and playwright. His family is of English, Dutch and African descent. Derek Walcott is from St. Lucia. He was trained as a painter but turned to writing. He was the University of Alberta's first distinguished scholar in residence. He served as a professor of poetry at the University of Essex. He founded the Trinidad Theatre Workshop and won Nobel Prize in 1992. Okay, now. Wow, so many major poems I have put here. Derek Walcott is a sure question, is a sure topic in next exam net. Always they ask about Derek Walcott. Okay, guys, don't forget. Derek Walcott is very, very important. All these poems you should study. We have material on all these poems in KEA course, and in net also I will give. Omiros, Ruins of a Great House, A Far Cry from Africa, The Sea is History, A Careful Passion, Ebb, Love After Love, Mass Man, Homecoming, Nearing 40. Will you read all this, guys? Very, very important. Then Landfall Granada, Sea Grapes, The Star Apple Kingdom, Parades, Adam's Song. All these are very important, okay? Odd Job, A Bull Terrier, Forest of Europe. Then I've given 2 plays here, Dream on Monkey Mountain and Pantomime. Dream on Monkey Mountain and Pantomime. Now talk to me. Tell me this. Harry True and Jackson Phillip enact a play loosely based on Robinson Crusoe. In which work? Harry True and Jackson Phillip enact a play based on Robinson Crusoe. In which work? Bolo! It is Pantomime. Pantomime is a play where Harry True and Jackson Phillip are enacting a play based on Robinson Crusoe. This is by Derek Walcott. Where are your monuments, your battles, martyrs? This is the opening line of Where are your monuments, your battles, martyrs? This is the opening line of The Sea is History. The Sea is History. Will you remember? Which of these poems is set against a carnival? Which of these poems is set against a carnival? The speaker is not able to completely belong to the carnival. It is Mass Man. Mass Man. Dream on Monkey Mountain opens in a jail, on a mountain, in a bank. Bolo. Dream on Monkey Mountain. Opens. Bolo kahan hai? In a jail. Macaque, the protagonist, is in a jail. Which of the following is a feature of the Star Apple Kingdom? Economical style, dialectal variations, both of these. Which of these is a feature of Star Apple Kingdom? Economical style, dialectal variations. It is both of these. Both of these are there in the famous poem, The Star Apple Kingdom by Derek Walcott. The adulteress stoned to death is killed in our own time by whispers, by the breath that films her flesh with slime. अयो ऑप्शन गलत किया. बोलो. The adulteress stoned to death is killed in our own time. Which is the poem? It is a biblical poem. Referring to Mary Magdalene, of course. It is Adam's song. It is Adam's song, isn't it? Yes. Ta-da-dang! That brings us to the end of this session. I have given you so many important authors. I will give you more in the coming days. Please join me. Okay, good night. Thank you guys. We had a lot of fun today, na? Very good. It was awesome. Please like the video before you go. I hope all of you have subscribed, and I will be back with more useful material. Please share the video with your friends. Please help me guys and share the video with your friends. Okay, bye-bye. Watch the video completely. There is so much useful information here. Yes. Bye. I will share